Greetings, everyone, and welcome. It is a late night update here, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as I'm recording this, and I will be getting it up immediately. Last night, I did a deep dive on the front lines. Took almost 2 hours to go through each of the frontline positions, giving you the latest information on Ukrainian defenses and what Ukraine is doing well. In addition to that, what Russia is doing and where they are moving. In the last 24 hours, we've had quite a few developments in three key areas: Kursk, Kupyansk, and Kurakhove. In addition to that, there are a couple of other stories that I want to share. And as the time of this recording right now, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time of the United States, I can also tell you that it's 5:30 a.m. in Ukraine, and Tupolev 95s have just taken off from Russia. They left Elena Airfield just minutes ago. Typically, they can be moving, relocating, or we could see the beginnings of another strike. It would be morning there in Ukraine as that would happen. Daylight hours, which is typically abnormal, but we need to be aware that the airplanes are in the air right now, just taking off. Additionally, tonight, Odessa being struck very hard. Civilian buildings, restaurants, medical facility. We do have loss of life in Odessa tonight with combination of shaheeds and missile strikes. What I want to jump to and update you guys on tonight, though, are three locations. And as you saw in the title, 44% increase. A little bit of mystery there. I'm going to share that with you in a moment. Not surprising, but we need to pay attention to it. The first thing that I want to look at tonight is Kursk. I can confirm to you tonight that we have lost a little bit more ground. We were holding about 615 square kilometers in the Kursk Oblast. Here you can see the black line dividing. That's the border between Ukraine. I have Sumy circled there, the large city there in northeastern Ukraine. You can see the Ukrainian flag there representing the Ukrainian forces and how Ukraine is pushing in with the blue arrows there to now defend and hold on to the territory that they have taken and are occupying inside Russia. The three red arrows representing the push directions that Russia is moving, and with their counteroffensive, they are taking massive losses. And in the big scheme of things, this is some of the best news on the entire front line is the Kursk offensive. We can call it an offensive there into the Kursk region that Ukraine is doing successfully. The numbers at the top of the map there at the beginning, we had 1,150 square kilometers that Ukraine was holding on to. We are now reduced to 590 square kilometers, but reminder, it's still good. We're holding 590 square kilometers. Russia has pushed in an additional 50,000 troops. There is a formation of a new base down south and east of this. Additionally, we can confirm to you tonight that, of course, North Korean troops are there, numbering between 10 and 12,000 there in that region. And you have seen some news today, I'm sure. If not, I'm telling you, there is a video out. I'm not going to share it in depth because I don't have the confirmation that I want to share with you when I'm trying to share facts only. But we're getting some pretty good evidence that some mobile ground units from North Korea are coming in. They are a different caliber, they require different ammunition, but they have a range of 46 to 60 kilometers. We need to keep our eyes on that. In the big picture here, though, Ukraine doing a good job, but we have lost about 25 square kilometers, and you can see the blue triangle representing there. That is the location where Russia is trying to cut off some Ukrainian forces, but to this point, they are doing a good job holding on. So Kursk is the first one, and tonight it's interesting. We're going to look at three cities that all begin with a K. The Kursk objective there that Ukraine is doing in Russia. Now we move down to Kupyansk. Kupyansk, we are not getting the best of news. I can tell you within the last 24 hours, 2 units came down the main highway into Kursk. This map I'm showing you right here is actually from the Institute of the Study of War. Deep State is showing a little bit differently, although they are showing it as a gray zone. I can tell you from 2 or 3 sources that I have confirmed with soldiers there in Ukraine, Russia did make a push down the main highway into Kursk. They were repelled. However, some Russian forces were able to take some positions, and there is some ambiguity, and it's very opaque if Ukraine was able to expel all of those. The bottom line, Ukraine right now is saying we had some rotational issues, and basically we dropped the ball here where Russia was able to push down that main highway. There you can see the city of Kupyansk itself proper outlined in the blue, the black line representing the main paved highway coming in from, that would be from the left. It would be from the Kharkiv to Izum road that splits and comes over to Kupyansk. We've ridden that road. We know that road well. But I can tell you right now, Kupyansk is under a large assault, and Russia is inching closer on that northeastern quadrant. Ukraine still holding the city. Ukraine still defending the city. Ukraine still okay there, but the pressure is coming from that northeastern corner, and Russia is pushing in. Ukraine doing their very best to defend, and we will keep our eyes on that as we go forward. The third case city tonight, Kurakhove. Kurakhove here, I'm reminding you, tough. This is the city where the dam was blown. Over on the left side of the map, you see the representation of the dam and where it's located. You see the blue arrows there to the left. That is not a retreat. I repeat, that is not a retreat. However, it is diagramming that some Ukrainian forces had to pull back due to some flooding there in Stary Tiranu, in Dachny, in Shevchenka, where they had to pull back for logistical purposes. You just couldn't stay. When the water's coming, the ground will get wet. They will be unable to move, so they had to relocate. Of course, that gives an advantage to Russia. I can tell you right now, the purple line representing the main paved highway, the black circle representing the actual city limits there of Kurakhove. And I can tell you tonight, Russia is increasing its artillery strikes on Kurakhove. They are hitting it very hard. A lot of drone activity into Kurakhove. Of course, that is FPV drones. Predominantly, and then we are beginning to see some pushes into the eastern side of Kurakhove. Ukraine still holding Kurakhove. It is the fortress city, but the battles there in Kurakhove are very, very difficult. We will keep our eyes on that, and these are some adjustments since last night's live update. Kurakhove, not as good situation. Kupyansk, not as good situation. And Kursk, we're doing okay. We did lose a little bit of ground. That's the summary there. Now, why the 44% in the title? Statistically speaking, I can tell you tonight that since the elections and Donald Trump winning the presidential election, there has been a 44% increase in drone strikes inside Ukraine. We have also experienced a couple of missile strikes that had not happened. They had been quiet. I have shared with you guys, I do believe a large strike is coming. We shall see. I told you that right now the Tupolovs are in the air. It does not mean, I'm not saying a strike is coming tonight, but we have to pay attention to it, and we will see. Odessa was hit hard tonight with drones and missiles. But the fact is, and yes, all of these numbers are kept. Every strike is kept. There is a statistic on everything that happens inside of Ukraine. So tonight, this number being released by Ukraine just a little while ago, stating there has been a 44% increase in drone strikes and drone activity inside Ukraine. And this is not talking about FPVs here. This is talking about large Shaheeds and others since the election. We shall see what goes forward from this. But that is the fact tonight. As I close out this update tonight, I want to remind us all that there are humans involved in this war. And tonight I pay tribute to this family. This is the funeral services that happened today in Krovoi Rih. Krovoi Rih is the home city. This is the city where the missile struck just a few days ago. And a gentleman lost his wife, his 10-year-old child, his 2-year-old child, and his 2-month-old child. Today, the funeral service there in Krovoi Rih. And as we close out, I'm not here to depress you or make you sad. I'm here just to remind us all, as we talk about numbers and we talk about who's moving where and who has the objective or who has the advantage. We have to remember that every day inside Ukraine, Every day, civilians are being killed. Military are sacrificing their lives. The heroes are fighting. But this is the true picture of war. And this is why we fight. We fight for truth. We fight for what is right. We stand with Ukraine because Russia truly is, no matter what you hear, trying to wipe this nation off the planet. And we will not. We stand for what is right. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your support. That is the latest as of late this Thursday evening here in the United States. Be blessed. Thank you.